I've never been to Seattle, so I'm pretty pumped to get out there and see it. I've heard it's beautiful. So it was an awesome experience, everything I've dreamed of. So yeah, it was amazing. I mean, I've heard a lot of good things with like the development side coming up through the ranks. So I mean, I definitely had them on my list of teams I wanted to go to. So yeah, I was pumped when I got that opportunity.
Welcome back to the Ultimate Seattle Sports Show. That was Ace Reese, the first-round pick of the Mariners. Ams took the third baseman 24th overall. And with that, we bring in his college coach, Mississippi State's Brian O'Connor. And, Coach, thanks a lot for coming on. I know it's been a busy day for you. Lots of interviews about Ace Reese.
Well, I appreciate that. I love talking about Ace Reese, and he obviously was a great player here at Mississippi State. And the Seattle Mariners are going to be really excited with when this young man ascends to the major leagues.
Hey, he's touted as one of the best pure college power bats. What can you tell us about the way he approaches the game?
Well, certainly the talent and the skill warrants him being drafted in the first round and being the Mariners' first pick. But I'll tell you, his intangibles are off the charts for me. Certainly you can look at the batting average, all the home runs and everything that he has had, not only this year, but in his career. But more than that, the guy is a great leader. Right, extremely hard worker. And the thing I always say about Ace Reese, and all great players have this, he has a flair for the big moment. You know, I go back and think about all the home runs he hit in our Mississippi State uniform this year. Most of them came at big key times, at key moments in games. And that's what I think a winner does. And that's somebody that has the ability to play in the major leagues.
Yeah, Ace's draft stock reportedly took a hit after his contact rates fell during the season. He also battled through some injuries, of course. Do you think players, though, get overanalyzed in the draft?
I think there can be a little bit of that, but when you're talking about spending millions of dollars in a player that the organization believes can ultimately be a great Major League Baseball player, they come under a lot of scrutiny, and that's okay, right? I know there, some swing and miss rate in there and things like that, but that also has a little bit to do with the Southeastern Conference, right? You're faced up against the best pitchers in college baseball every night, right? And so, but I'll tell you, that's something that he can improve on, and he will continue to improve on moving forward.
I'm glad you brought that up about the SEC, because that is a ridiculous conference when it comes to a lot of sports, especially in baseball. But I also like the fact that you bring up the point that some of the major leaguers get out there and they hit home runs when the team is up 5-0 or 8-0, and it's nice to hear you talk about his ability to be clutch.
Yeah, that's what certainly you got to hit him at any time. But, I always, one of my things that I judge a player on is, when do you do it? Right? Do you step up at the big moment, or is that when you're at your best? Right? And I just think winners that ultimately ascend to the major leagues and are championship players, they have that quality about them. And Ace Reese has that. I think he's incredibly athletic, and I just think that his best days are ahead of him moving forward.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of talent come through Mississippi State. What was it like coaching Reese?
I love it. I'm gonna miss him, guys. First of all, I can't believe he lasted until the Mariners, where they were picking. I was shocked. So that's great news for Mariners fans. But I loved coaching him, and the reason I loved coaching him, sure, the home runs and the clutch plays and all that are great, but that young man, there is not a bad day on the baseball field in Ace Reese's world. He comes to the ballpark, whether he went 4 for 4 the night before or 0 for 4. He comes with a smile on his face, ready to work, and he plays the game with joy.
Man, that is great to hear. When you talk about players making that the transition, Coach, to the pros, what do you think is the toughest challenge for the college players making that jump from the college game to the pro game?
Well, I think in the college environment, it's so much of a team environment that they really passionately care about each individual in the clubhouse. And sometimes in the minor leagues, that can be challenging because, the guys on your minor league team, they're partly your competition as well, because if you move up, they stay down, right? So it's a little bit different in the minor leagues, and it changes back to a college environment more once you ascend to the major leagues. So I think that's a little bit of an adjustment for players, right, when they get into professional baseball. But when you're driven like somebody like Ace Reese, I just believe that there's nothing that's going to stop him from ultimately making it to the major leagues and making an impact in the Mariners lineup.
Ace is 6'4", 220, similar in size to Alex Rodriguez, who after 10 years at shortstop with the Mariners and Rangers, switched to third with the Yankees. How much of that frame helps Reese as a third baseman?
Well, it certainly impacts him, and it makes a difference in the batter's box, right? He's got great leverage. He's got great strength to be able to hit those home runs. And then I think it goes back to the durability of a player, right? To produce results through a minor league season and then ultimately the major leagues, it's a tough grind, and the physicality of the game, being able to line up every day, that's where I think that their size and their strength is so important and is a factor when major league clubs are selecting these players, because they know what it takes to endure an entire season. And he looks like a major league third baseman physically, right? And he's dramatically improved his defense and his time here at Mississippi State. So I'm excited to see him take that to the next level of baseball.
Coach, there are plenty of players Ace has been compared to that currently play in Major League Baseball, including Michael Busch, Max Muncy, Kyle Schwarber. Is there a player you personally compare him to?
Those are some pretty good ones. Bush is a good comp for him. I love Max Muncy, so would love to be able to see him stick at third base and be that kind of player. So he can really hit. And he's got a unique ability in the batter's box that not many have. He's over the last 2 years, he's one of the real feared hitters in the Southeastern Conference. So, those are a couple of really good comps that are up there. And I think it ultimately ends out whether or not he ends out staying at third base or needs to move over to first or the corner of the outfield. But I think he can do it at third base, but time will tell.
I mean, third seems to be a good spot for the Mariners, especially with that young infield right now. They have Cole Young at second. They have Colt Emerson at short. How quickly do you think that he could probably take over and be part of that young infield?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be pretty quick because the hit tool plays right away. I think it's just getting him some more experience at third base or wherever the Mariners plan on playing him. But the hit tool plays immediately. And I've coached some players over the last decade in college baseball that made quick ascensions to the major leagues. Some guys have made it there in 12 months. So it wouldn't shock me at all if this guy is in the big leagues inside 18 months.
I got to tell you, Coach, this has been great having you on, because up until Friday night, no one's even heard of Ace Reese out here. And now you've filled us in about this young man. We have a lot to look forward to. So we appreciate all the information and for making time for us today.
Well, I can tell you, I know how much everybody in the Northwest loves baseball and loves the Seattle Mariners. And I'm just telling you, the Mariners fans are going to absolutely fall in love with this guy.
Man, that is great stuff. Brian O'Connor, appreciate your time, man. Thanks a lot, and best of luck as you continue at Mississippi State with the baseball program.